Okay, so first question. So before you started outsourcing, what was the thing where you're like, okay, this is something that I want to do for my business? Like, where were you and what kind of like inspired you to seek that out? Whether it's for like more of the admin stuff or for the editing or for anything, like really whichever part of it.
Okay. Yeah. So basically, I started outsourcing, or even the thought of outsourcing was because one, my business coach encouraged it. And I saw a lot of other people that were outsourcing. And I was like, I don't know. I really like to be in control of everything. So I was kind of like standoff with it. And then I just got to a point where I was exhausted and I just could not stand like another second learning how to edit something, learning how to do another program. Like I knew that there were better uses of my time. Um, so mostly I knew I was wasting a lot of time dedicating it to retouching and marketing and stuff like that. And so I thought it was finally time to let it go. So where I started before outsourcing, I served about 10 to 14 women a month. I'm a boudoir photographer in Cleveland, Ohio. So I would photograph about 2 to 4 clients a week. And I do same day viewing and ordering. So I would actually like already call and edit the photos and show them to my clients in like 60 minutes. But still, even with that, I would have the photos after the session and I'd have to retouch them. And so I sell between my average is like 10 to 20 photos. And it would take me about 2 hours to like edit those. 2 hours for every session. So I mean I was photographing 4 women a week, 2 hours each session. That's like 8 hours in a week. So we actually had to one block off, we meaning me because I was a one woman show. Okay.
And by we, I mean really it was just me, myself, and my
That's
whole one-man team here. All
me, the one woman team, you know. I have to separate parts of my mind.
all of us right here, this area, all three of us.
So yeah, I had to actually block off, it was 8 hours. So that's the whole workday. I had to block off one because I batch do things. So I would have to block off 8 hours in the week to just dedicate to editing. And so like that was 8 hours I couldn't be in the studio making money. And number two, like it seemed like every freaking shoot I did, it didn't matter. There would be like a new editing challenge that walked through my door. It was like, all right, well, you know how to fix pimples and stuff. But now someone came in with extreme tan lines or like it was really cold in my studio. So like all their skin is blotchy. And I'd be like, well, here I am on YouTube learning how to be the next big retoucher, like watching videos to try to figure out. So not only am I like normally taking me 2 hours just to do the retouching I know how to do, but then you threw some other stuff on top of there. Because I was doing like weddings before and I finally niched down to boudoir. And so like with weddings, I was not retouching skin like I'm doing in boudoir. So yeah. So I decided I was losing my mind. I was just I was a tired lady. That's all. Like when I was thinking about this, I was like, I was tired. I
How are
remember
you
I was
feeling? One word, tired. I'm just
tired. That's all. Like, how did you feel before you outsourced? Tired.
tired.
Like, because I would be done with shooting for the day, which is like I do like 2 sessions, so that's like 8 hours, and then to like, oh, now I have to retouch all of these, and that's gonna take me more time and take me away. So there'd be times where I would love to go out and do something, but I'm too busy because I'm editing.
Oh boy.
Oh boy. Um, so yeah, and then things started picking up, friends, and I had more time. And so then I got to book more shoots. And then you know, Beth was already doing my editing for me. And then I saw she started extending her services. And so I was already having so many shoots, and I spent a lot of time doing Facebook ads. And so I just started realizing, wait a second, there's something else I can outsource. Like, I can get rid of this. So yeah, I then started using her for outsourcing my Facebook ads as well. So she would write copy for me. She would like do all the demographics. She put the pixel in there for me, all those things. So that was more time that I got back to myself too. So then I could add another day to be in the studio because I was gaining more bookings with that. So yeah, that's where I'm at.
That's awesome. So you kind of already answered of like where you were at in your business. Like before, you said about doing 10 to 14 women per month, and managing it all yourself. So that's where you were, and then you started outsourcing, and you essentially got a day back or more every single week, that's 52 days in your year, by the way. That's like a month. That's almost 2 months. Of including non-business days. If you include business days, it's like closer to 3. So you got like 3 months of business days back. So like once you started the outsourcing, so if you were shooting about 10 to 14 clients, did that number of clients increase at all?
Yeah.
To like how much would you say? Like
so now I'm shooting around 20 clients a month.
Jesus. I had no idea.
Yeah. So
I just handle the editing. I don't count.
Like, I don't know. It just comes in here. Yeah. So we usually do about 20 clients a month. I photograph now 4 to 5 women a week. I really like to just stay at like 4, but I range from the 16 to the 20 too.
Sure.
But for the most part, we have about 20 a month.
So if you were shooting like 10 to 14 and then it's 16 to 20, so that would be an average of 12 to an average of 18.
Yeah.
So that's 6 more sessions per month on average. Like again, we're going like entirely by averages. So that's 6 sessions. And what's your average sale?
$2,750.
Holy balls. Your average sale went up too.
Yeah, it did.
Oh wow, yeah, that's awesome, dude. So that's an extra 16,000 a month, by the way. And per year, that's an extra, holy balls, that's an extra almost $200,000 a year.
Yeah, we making big strides.
I had no idea. Like, that's absolutely phenomenal, I would swear, but like I want to use this for like Facebook ads and stuff too. I'm supposed to swear on ads, so like
not supposed to swear on ads.
Really hard for me to do ads, to make video ads of myself.
Like,
but holy crap. Yeah, I have like notes written for myself, do not swear. But like some people don't even make half of that in a year. And that's how much extra you're making on top of that. That absolutely blows my mind. It's just, go you, like it's awesome. And then so a couple other questions, like you don't have to answer this like super detailed, but just for my curiosity. So I know what your average sale was before, and you increased that now like pretty substantially. What were a couple of things that really made the difference in like increasing that sale amount? Like things that you did during the sales session, or like changing about your packages or something like that?
So my sales session, I actually got it critiqued. So I recorded myself doing a sales session, and I got myself critiqued, and then I got told what were all the things I needed to.
Oh, okay. So you hired a coach then, basically, or had a coach then help you?
Yeah, my coach critiqued me. And so honestly, from that is what really what bumped me. After I was like, it was just like I got pointed out the things that you need to be changing this, you should do this, like the things that I was saying, even just I've learned that the tiniest things in sales can make such a big
Oh
deal.
yeah, for sure. Absolutely.
Like, I used to hand the client the computer and have them
Mhm.
click through. No, I have to click through. And just changing that alone made big differences. Even before, when I used to not do a tour when people came into the studio. We'd like just throw them in hair and makeup. I didn't do a tour of the products. Not doing that lost me money too.
Hmm.
Like, when I started putting that in place, and then like doing the tour, then getting your, hair and makeup, and then towards the end, even putting that first part in the beginning, like, rose my sales in the past. But yeah, like getting somebody else's eyes on it that is a salesperson, I think really helps, because like I always tell everybody I'm not a salesperson, but that I need to get out of that mindset. But because I never came from a sales job. I've always been a customer service. I was a nurse
Mhm.
before I became a photographer full time, and that's all I ever did. So I'm used to just trying to make people happy, and that's not what I do. I
Yeah,
do, but
yeah, I was gonna say, like, I feel like sales is just another avenue of customer service where it's like, what about this can I give you that's going to be the best for you to
yeah,
memorialize this experience? So, like, a
exactly.
lot of people that I've talked to about sales who have trouble with sales, I'm like, don't think about it like you're trying to be like a pushy car salesman. Think about this individual person. Think about them.
Yeah,
What do they need? What do they need from this session that's going to help memorialize, especially with boudoir? It's something so
yeah.
personal and so vulnerable. What's going to help them the most of what you have and what you can offer them?
I had to
Don't.
do a lot of mindset
Yep.
shift, like
Yep.
a lot of them. So that too, like, just because like I think you need a lot of mindset for sales too. And
Yes.
so that's also something I had to do. So a lot of my like people ask me about sales, I'll be like, I needed a whole mental change.
Yeah.
And I just like, I just needed to be open to critique from people, who actually like have more expertise in it, who are better at it. Not better at it, mindset shift.
Mhm.
Anyways, but yeah, so that's what I think is the big find somebody who's doing something really good and doing it really great
Mhm.
in what you want to do, and asking like their help. I mean, like, it's all about learning.
Sure. That's awesome. And then you told me too in an email you're making some changes to your studio. So, like, can you tell me like a little bit about where that's headed
Yeah.
to?
So I have been shooting out of my house for the last, I don't know, 6 months. Yeah. um, and so I've been doing all these clients out of my own house, which is fine. But I have some big dreams for my business. And like I said, you can see that I've been successful just shooting out of my in-law
Yeah.
suite.
Yeah.
That's like literally 500 square feet, or less, and it's all one room. So I actually just signed the lease for my storefront. So we're moving into a storefront in my hometown, and it's going to be 1,500 square feet. We're going to be able to do two clients at the same time again. So before I used to do like one client comes in and I have to wait and the next one comes. Now we can start like kind of overlapping things a little bit. So our time is more efficient. So I'm really excited about that.
Mhm.
Because I've always wanted a storefront. And then we really hope that once we can get this one storefront off and running, we're going to start opening a second storefront too. And I'm not going to be a one woman team anymore. So
Oh
um
boy.
for
So when
this
you say
first,
we, it'll actually include other
it's a
people.
real we. So yeah, for this storefront, I have decided I'm going to make my first hire. um I've used like contractors, but
Nice. Yep.
um now it's more towards having somebody like in-house. So we're going to hire a studio manager to help us manage the place. They're going to take over some of the marketing responsibilities and retouching for us. And we're going to hire a second photographer as well. So yeah, that's what I'm doing.
Yeah, and I've always thought, like with outsourcing, like I have a couple purposes. Like one, so you can regain some sanity, first of all, or I guess a few. Like two, so you can offer the best services to your clients because like you're good at retouching. Not all photographers are, and there's nothing wrong with that. So give your clients the best and let somebody who's really good handle that side of your business for you. And third of all, to act as like a stepping stone to take you where you want to be next. So it's like there's no way without that extra day back in your life you could have gotten to the point where you're like, I'm going to have a storefront, I'm going to have an employee, I'm going to have another photographer, like we're going to photograph two women at once. Like you hit a cap in how many hours in a day that you have to really propel your business forward. And once you have some of that back, then you can take it and be like, all right, where do we go next? You can actually put that into action. So like, even though like obviously I'm always sad when clients go, I'm always really happy when they use my services for exactly what they're supposed to be used for. When they're used from like getting to point A to point B. And for a lot of studios that are super high volume like you are, honestly, doing it in-house makes a lot more sense. It makes sense to have somebody there who can answer questions, do customer service, field questions for clients, and manage some of the retouching, manage orders, whatever have you that you may do. But for a lot of studios that have high volume like that, it makes a lot more sense to have somebody do it in-house, so that while it obviously like my role in your business will, eventually become obsolete, this is exactly what I'm here for. Like I'm here to help remove myself from a job in the weirdest way to put it. But like that's exactly what I want for people too, because the more that you're serving women, the more that you're able to do what your mission is, and that is to serve women with boudoir. So like the more you can do that, the better that is. And if that means, getting some of your time back so you can do that more, then like that's my mission too. Like my mission for you is to help you serve your clients. So like the more and the better that you can do that, like that's exactly what I want for people. So like even though it'll be sad to see you go, at the same time it's like I couldn't be happier about it, simply because like that's the entire point. Literally the entire point.
But I mean, like, honestly, like one of my biggest changes was that I was able to put more clients on the books, but also like, that was the first thing that I like let go. Like, it was like, I need help. Send me a life preserver. I'm out here, baby girl, and I need help. Send me something. And this unicorn girl came and she saved me.
She saved me.
She saved me. But like it was the first, I clung on to everything like so tight. I was like, okay, I am the master. I got all the strings. If I let one go, it's all over. But like that, like outsourcing, just retouching, like I think that's a small step. Like it's a big step.
It is.
When you're there and you're like, oh my God, I hold the keys to everything and I'm giving somebody a key in here. Oh no. But like it helped me really start thinking bigger like that, because, and I will still talk to people who will talk to me blue in the face that they tell me, I love this. I love having all of the things. And I'm like, no, it's going to get to you. Like, you're going to be like me out there drowning and you're getting tired. But like, that was one of like the biggest changes for me. Like besides like, like the bookings and helping me make more money, was that like, it was that tiny piece that let me see like other people can do what I do and it's okay.
Yeah.
They are better than what I am actually. Like, I'll be like, I tell my clients that it's going to the professional retoucher. I was like, I'm really good at taking photos, but it goes to the professional retoucher, and they absolutely love that concept. Like,
that's one thing, a question I get all the time, and one of the hesitations people have a lot. They're like, well, what do I tell my clients about, that I'm not doing the editing or whatever? And my response is set up the person who's doing the editing as the professional that they are. Like, say like, hey, I'm going to take all your pictures, it's going to be amazing. And then I work directly hand in hand with a professional retoucher that's going to make them look amazing. Like, set them up as the expert in what they do. and like
Yeah.
make it seem like the benefit that it is to your client. Don't like get rid of this mindset of like, oh, it's the artistic process, I need to do everything or whatever. Like that is going to handicap you as a business. Like get rid of that mindset and transition to how can I make my business better by onboarding a team that is really good at exactly what they do, that's going to give my client the best experience. So like that's another thing I tell, exactly what you say is like, I'm going to send them to the professional. Like
Yeah.
that's exactly what I tell people who really like can't let go of that idea of, oh, then my clients will think XYZ. And it's like, they really won't actually, especially if you communicate with them about it the right way.
Yeah.
So if you were to say one thing to someone who is nervous about outsourcing, or who doesn't want to, or doesn't think they should, or whatever, or who just can't get over the hump for whatever reason, there's so many reasons, what would you tell somebody like that you think would help them like understand of why it's actually something that they should consider, especially for photographers who are usually like one-man shows, like it's usually just them?
Yeah. So I'm going to talk directly to you, baby girl or baby boy. It's, if you're on the fence about it, I would say give it a shot. Like maybe just try, they do a test. Okay. And just give it a try and see what it's like. And I think like I said, I think you think it's a big step. Like it's hard to give away things because we are so close to our business. We feel like we gave birth to it and it's ours and we have to like have control of it. But as we start growing, like you'll start to realize that like you only have so many hours in the day, and there's things that you really love in this world that you want to do more than other things. And so if you're on the fence about it, just give it a shot, give it a test, see what it's like. But really, it helped transform my business and gave me back so much time. And you can always just stop if you want to stop too. So yeah, just give it a shot, see what it might do for you. But I know I was scared at first, terrified to let something go, but it actually ended up being like a waterfall after that. Like I started really being able to see what really brings me passion, what drives me, and it allowed me to do more of the stuff that I love. So yeah.
That's awesome.